Hey everyone. I've been hearing from a bunch of you that some of you weren't able to tune in when I did my Instagram Live a couple of days ago about COVID-19 and how it's affecting wedding dresses. And I wanted to go through the information again and send it out there. And I've also put together a PDF that I can email you guys, and I'm going to put up on this post a link to it so that you can share it with your brides, because I know everybody is really, really nervous right now, understandably. And this is the one area that I know a lot about, and I've spoken with most of the stores and designers out there in New York City, and I can give you an overview of what we know now and how it is affecting things. Um, so today, I'm going to break it up in three different categories for you. What to do if your wedding is in the next 90 days, what to do if your wedding is between July and October of this year, and what about wedding dress shopping if you are having a late fall, like November to April of 2021 wedding? I know a lot of people are pushing their weddings out, and I'll address that as well. So, for the first bucket, if you're having a wedding that's in the next 90 days, you've most likely postponed. You might be getting to the point where you're doing that, and you have beginning of June weddings, and you're not entirely sure. You're looking at new dates. But what it does mean is that you are getting close to starting or have already started your fitting process. So for brides that are in this situation, what you need to do is, when you decide whether or not you're postponing, your wedding dress should be fit as close as possible to your wedding date. Meaning, the natural schedule of wedding dress fittings is they start 2 months before the wedding. So, and that's the first one, and then there are two more. So there's a total of three generally, sometimes a fourth if we need one. And the last one happens as close as possible to the wedding date. And this is really to ensure that the dress fits properly. Bodies change, brides gain and lose weight, especially if everyone is inside and not exercising as much as they usually do. Bodies are sure to change a little bit. So what you want to do, even if you have started your first fitting, you want to, and you're postponing your wedding, you want to do your fittings, the remainder of them, or begin them if you haven't already started, as close as possible to the new date. So that will guarantee that the fit is as good as possible. Most stores will hold your dress for this period. So if you've started your fitting, or even if you haven't, your dress is most likely at the salon. Most of them have the space and will accommodate holding the dresses until then. If you are somebody who's going to maybe push it out a year and so wouldn't be starting their fittings until, next winter sometimes, give them a call just to make sure, because, certain salons have limited space in New York City and aren't able to accommodate that whole time. So work it out. You can always call, or actually probably right now, email is the best way to get in touch with your store. So that pretty much covers it for the first group. And I think that the next group that makes sense in my mind is if the wedding is between July and October. And that's sort of like the period of time where everybody is hoping that things are smooth, of course, and you most likely haven't decided yet to push or postpone your wedding. So for brides who are getting married in this time period, most likely the dress has been ordered, but and if that's the case, every designer that I spoke with has said that they are not delayed. They're not experiencing delays on dresses that have already been purchased, which is great news. And people got really worried when China was on lockdown because and how it was affecting the wedding industry. And I think that if you are buying a dress at some of the lower price points, it very well may affect that. In fact, I read an article that David's is giving a 30% discount to anyone who can't get their dress because of COVID-19, which is really awesome. And another one, and they're also doing curbside pickup for brides who have already ordered, which is, it's a great thing. But if you're in the luxury market, which is the brides that I tend to deal with the most, the designers don't tend to purchase goods that have been made in China. Where this is going to get a little tricky is that they do purchase a lot from Italy and France. Some of them are made there, but for the most part, if your gown has already been ordered, you're good to go, because the dress has already been put into production, those goods have been ordered, and again, everyone's reporting that they're not delayed. Most companies with brides in this stage are reaching out to them over email or phone and telling them, what to expect in terms of delivery and when the first fitting should start, and really generally just say, your dress is on time, don't worry. I have not heard of any delays in this grouping, but again, that's just today's news. Anything is possible. So if you're nervous, always reach out to your store or designer, and they will let you know what they know. Because right now, several of the stores in New York City are closed. Actually, pretty much everything is closed at this point. So, email is really the best way to communicate with them. And if you guys have any trouble, reach out to me and I can absolutely connect you with whomever you need. And so then the last group that I want to go to is if the wedding is from November through next spring. I'm saying April, May, that general area. And I know a lot of people that are having spring weddings this year have been rescheduling for next year. So this could pertain to them, but also it's actually, if you don't already have a dress, actually, that doesn't make any sense because of course you have a dress if your wedding is supposed to be this spring, so scratch that. But what I was going to say was that going forward, there's a good chance that there is going to be a longer lead time for ordering dresses in the luxury market because the goods that are originating or being produced in Italy and France, like a lot of the laces that the luxury designers deal with, they're going to have delays from a production standpoint. Now, a lot of the designers have told me that they've stockpiled materials, which is awesome. So they have like a good amount of what they need for the dresses that are already out there. But you're just going to want to be cognizant. Like usually I would say, ordering your dress between 6 and 9 months is a good time frame. Of course, I've done it much, much quicker, but and much longer. Now, I think that we should really go to the 9 to 12 month time period if you have that amount of time, just to be on the safe side. Of course, if you're a bride who is getting married in November and you still don't have your dress, or October, that's fine. Don't panic. There are certainly designers out there that can accommodate you, and you're going to want to focus on domestically produced companies. And there are a lot of them out there. If you have questions about that, email me, and I can give you a great list of who, is an American designer that you don't even have to worry about customs, because that's really where it gets tricky. So, that's that. If you are a bride who's been waiting to see what's going to come out for April, at April Bridal Market, which a lot of brides do. They want to see, what the new trends are, the new dresses, and really pick from the latest and best designs, or latest and greatest, not best because that's subjective, but to really see what's new. I don't know that we're going to have a much smaller bridal market this year. So April Bridal Market, at this point, they're saying is going to be held virtually. And we should anticipate designers showing many, many fewer dresses. Now, some designers show very small spring collections anyway, and they call them capsule collections. And some designers use that season as the one that they really put a full collection out. Like last year, I think Remakra showed like 35 dresses or something. So you can expect a smaller collection from these designers. All of the fashion shows are going to be either I don't even know if they can do a fashion show, but with not having more than 10 people in a room, but they'll either do something interactive for the industry or doing some sort of photo shoot. But we're probably going to see things much pared down. At least that's what I've heard at this point. Things are always subject to change, and we will certainly keep you posted. But with all of that said, for brides that are, waiting to see these new dresses to really pull the trigger on something they've already seen, that might not be totally necessary because I don't think there's going to be a big crop of new things to choose from. Couple, but if you already have something that you love, you might want to consider, placing an order to get in the queue more than waiting to see what's new. If you don't have something that you love, then that's a different story, and you can certainly wait and see. And again, every designer is going to be different. I don't know that anybody knows at this point exactly what's happening with it, but I will certainly keep you posted as information rolls in. If you guys have any questions, please, please, please reach out. I'm happy to answer them. You can direct your brides to me as just a resource. free of charge. All the advice I can give you to help people through this time, I'm really happy to do, because it's anxiety provoking for everybody. But, a bride especially is really looking at this, I think, and just worried. So if I can, uh, help calm any nerves, I'm really happy to. So you can email me at Julie at The Stylish Bride, call me on my cell, 917-744-5085. And I'm also have this PDF available for you guys to send along to your clients. So please reach out if you need anything, and I hope you all stay safe and well. Bye for now.